Man, look at that moon. It's a little interesting to think about rolling back into Portland on a full moon. Look at that halo. Full moons get weird around here, man. They sure do. Little Mayan calendar action on this silver round. It's 2 ounces of 3/9 fine silver. How about that silver squeeze stuff? I decided to hop on and get a little bit. Not as much because I'm worried about money, but because I am into this gardening thing and this holistic health thing. And the thing about silver, as well as copper, which I'm into both pretty heavily, is that they have antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial properties. And the last thing I want to happen is the cost of this metal going so high that I can't justify buying it and using it for practical purposes, you know, melting it down and turning it into other things, which is something that I will be showing quite a bit of on this channel, talking about some science around metals and their properties, and you know, what makes them so precious, really. Why are they precious? It's more than rarity. Scarcity isn't so much the reason, you'll come to find out. But yeah, I'll get into that in future videos. For now, look how pretty that thing is. I mean, I know this is probably some fucked up imagery, but you know, people like what they like, and the value of these things is more if they're stamped with images that people are into. And I can always melt it, get rid of that if I don't want it. Well, out here working on one of the gardens. It's looking a little haggard, but gotta get it ready. Throw in some food. Grew a bunch of good food last year, and that was really nice and really helpful during the whole weirdness that was going on. You know, lines around the block to get into stores, and supplies depleted, and you know, all kinds of fear in the air. Not around here, man. I mean, Portland is crazy, but not for all of us that live here. I'll tell you that much. Some of us are maintaining some good high vibrational bubbles around our communities. Like I said, garden's looking a little frumpy. Needs cleaned out and edged up, but this thing's actually really cool. You can't tell, but it's actually a system of 3 terraces in the clay that this place is. Anything we don't eat, these little guys can eat. Don't eat a whole lot of eggs, really, but you know, if food gets real scarce, not gonna care as much, are we? We'll eat what there is. You can live off of a couple eggs a day for a good long while, although you probably wouldn't want to sustain that for too long. Thing is, the eggs are pretty acidic, and if you're trying to eat an alkaline diet, well, the eggs are gonna wreak havoc in the long run if that's all you're eating, slowly lowering your body's voltage down into the low frequencies and the parasitic frequencies, and then slowly you'll develop ailments and eventually cancers. So, you know, I eat a little meat and eggs and stuff, but a little bit of dairy. But I'm careful not to have too much of that. I really try to stick to the alkaline. It's pretty important. Body voltage management is important. And I think that's kind of the most interesting way to get into diets and health and, you know, bad habits and getting rid of them, is actually understanding kind of the building blocks of how these meat suits work and how the endocrine system manages it all, and how it's really all dependent upon one's conductivity, one's ability to carry current, electrical flow, voltage. And I'm gonna share a lot more about that. I've learned a lot about that in the last year. See, as soon as shit went weird last year, 2020, I could smell dog shit in the air. So I adjusted. I just started doing what I knew needed to be done. I started learning about virology and disease and endocrinology and all the science, you know. There's a lot of science denial going on. And it doesn't help that the scientists, the seancists, are the ones masquerading as the keepers of knowledge, even though they're constantly disclosing the fact that everything that they're telling us is bullshit. But that's just part of their game, you know. They like to tell us obvious bullshit and then laugh and laugh and laugh amongst themselves at the fact that we eat it up and believe them, because it's so stupid. It's so simple to untwist it. Like, it's really an evil joke. People are like, it's not a hoax, people are dying. I'm like, dude, if you think that people dying means something isn't a hoax, you don't understand a hoax. Yeah, see, with them, the more people that die, the better the hoax is. That's what they're after. Brutality, filth, death. It's a death cult we're up against. We all know that by now. It's just obvious. And you know, I hope filming all these clips isn't just a total waste of time. I hate spending my time on a computer. So hopefully I get it together to put these all together and put them up. I have to go to the store, and I never wear one of these things on my face unless I am going into a place that seems to be run by, you know, low IQ or low information individuals, or if I'm in a town that is completely fucking fascist. And right now, I'm back home in Portland, where they are super fucking fascist. And I will only wear this one. I have to wash it a lot, but you know, I like to walk around with a big smile on my face. Not in the car, obviously, though. That'd be fucking stupid. You do see that pretty often. Don't worry about them, man. Just do you. Try to have an influence on people. Try to get people to snap out of this fucking brainwash. And mostly, just try to find the people who aren't fucking brainwashed. Try to invest in those relationships. It's worth it, you know? It's pretty worth it getting canceled by lefties, because it burns going through, but once you get to the other side, a whole bigger, brighter, more colorful world opens up to you. It's amazing who doesn't want to be your friend if they think you're a lefty. Yeah, all those people suddenly show themselves, and you have way more opportunity on the other side of that one. That's my 2 cents on all that bullshit. I'm like a kid in a candy store in this place, man. Just want one of everything. Back in Portland. Well, the suburbs. Wouldn't want to be down in downtown, that's for sure. And this whole area was weird last year. It was like an almost perceptible, palpable infrared dome over the whole place. I was going back and forth, in and out of state, working, and it was weird. You'd get within, you know, a few miles of Portland here, and it just felt like you were driving through a fucking radiation field, man. And people were just losing their shit, driving wild, you know, running around paranoid with masks and face shields and plastic bags over their head, and it was weird, man. The energy was super weird, and didn't clear off until, you know, after inauguration, which is interesting. It's like so much of that anger and just red energy just dissipated, and it got more calm around here. A lot of weird shit happened last year. A lot of weird shit. And it's been interesting paying attention to what's going on around the world. Hopping around, spending time in some different places, and, you know, not just being stuck in the house. Yeah. A lot of thoughts about 2020.